What a long 2 months and 26 days. It was long. It was long and it is finally over. Yes, I know it's not over because we don't know where Joshlin Smith is, but the court appearances are finally over. It was emotional. It put a very emotional. This morning I felt like I was too anxious this morning. My stomach was just something else. I was anticipating the whole thing. You can only imagine how the families are feeling for the accused and the victims. Yeah, it's a sad day. And it's even sadder because we don't know where Joshlin Smith is, but I am relieved that they got life sentences. So we are going to talk about that just now. The court proceedings started at 9 a.m. And yeah, you could see that this was heavy for Judge Erasmus, saying that he had to think like a humane person, like a human being. He must be humane. He had to also think about other factors, so many things actually, that these are mothers and fathers. Yeah, a lot. So let us just get into this. My mind is all over, but let's get into this. So, Mtase, happy birthday. You'll forever remember this birthday. It was the sentencing day of Joshlin Smith, but either way, happy birthday, enjoy it. I know I didn't say happy birthday today. I was stressed in the morning. There were a lot of things, but happy birthday. And we are sending you virtual hugs and a warm welcome to all the new subscribers. If you're new here, you can just go and catch up. It's okay. And yeah, I'm that lady, Busisiwe Mohapi, that breaks down legal chaos so that you don't have to. I did explain when I started this that I'm teaching myself, and whatever that I learn, I'm sharing it with you. So, 3 people were sentenced to life imprisonment for the disappearance and trafficking of a 6-year-old Joshlin Smith. But what led to the final bang of the gavel? Let's unpack what happened inside the Saldanha Bay courtroom today. From Judge Erasmus' blistering words to the community's raw pain. The sentencing wasn't just about justice, it was a national wake-up call. We saw it. It was a wake-up call and a warning to those who are thinking of doing the same thing, that you will be found and you will also get a harsh sentence. So in today's proceedings, 1 hour, one judgment, a lifetime lost. That's what we saw. The proceedings started at 9 a.m. There was no delay. The judge made it clear he wasn't going to read from the prepared judgment. Instead, he realized his handwritten notes because for him, this case isn't about paper, it's about people. He expressed deep gratitude to the community. I remember when he handed down the verdict, he even said thank you to the praying mothers. So he also expressed his gratitude today. But it also dawned to him how broken the system is. The little girl who should have been protected, who was surrounded by a drug-infested place, people there are abusing drugs, there's domestic violence, there are a lot of children who are born out of wedlock, there's violence, there's neglect. So he did say that Joshlin Smith grew up in that type of environment. And her mother, Urikwil Kelly Smith, had cried out for help from social services, and no one showed up. The judge said, I quote, "We failed." Yeah, he said we failed. And I'm thinking he's talking about the system, the government, the social services. This is what he said. He said, we failed. And now Joshlin's biological mother, Kelly Smith, the court found her violent, manipulative, and lacking remorse. Her own mother's victim impact statement painted a picture of someone who blamed everyone but herself. The judge spoke about that. Stefano van Rijn, the boyfriend, father to the young child, he's got a young child who's 4 years old. The judge called him out for celebrating during trial, not taking it seriously, and showing zero redemption. He pointed out that there was a point where Captain, I don't know who, was not around, and he said Stefano and Ukeli were celebrating to show that they were not taking things seriously. They were happy that person was not able to make it to court. So I told you in the past videos that he is looking at them. He's checking if they have remorse. He's looking when they are smiling. He even said it yesterday that he saw how Stefano was looking at him. You know, when someone looks at you as if they're intimidating you or whatever. But he said, I can see how he's looking at me. So you think the judge is not noticing. Remember, he's sitting there. He's looking at everyone there. When people cry, he sees. When people are not remorseful, he sees. When they are laughing and playing around, he sees all that. So he did mention this. So he also said about Jacques Apollos, the man who, by his own admission, fed Joshlin, looked her in the eyes and sold her. Because that's what he said on the day. He said, I gave her food and then went out to sell her. So he said he didn't act like a father, though he's not a biological father, but he betrayed that child like a father, like a biological father. And then now let's go to something, the third part, where the judge's statement saying nothing to redeem you. That's basically what he said. He said, you simply don't care. You did say, Stefano van Rijn, that you don't care. A father of a 4-year-old child, he said, I find no mitigating circumstances. And then he made it also clear, judge, that all three had every chance to make their lives better. Joshlin Smith matriculated. We found that when Mr. Peterson came and told us about his evaluations about these accused. He said Ukeli was matriculated. Van Rijn had a child, Stefano. Apollos had a community that trusted him. He said, when Apollos Buddha, you grew up in a good home. And he said, but when Joshlin was treated like a commodity and dragged in a house and sold for 20,000 the next day, that choice became their legacy. They made that choice. That's what he said. He referred to the Minimum Sentencing Act as the importance of balancing rehabilitation with community protection. But ultimately said, even if I was not bound by law, I'd still impose the harshest sentence. So he's saying that I would still impose it, you know. And yeah, let's get to the final part. No, not the final part, but we are going towards there. The final sentence. So at 10, I was looking at the time, guys. So at 10:07, he told them to stand up. Said, may you please stand up? Judge Erasmus asked all three to stand up. He sentenced Kelly, Smith, Stefano van Rijn, and Jacques Apollos to life imprisonment for human trafficking. That's the first one that he gave us. Then he said, for kidnapping, I give you 10 years. Because the life sentence is heavier, the 10 years doesn't add on top. I just want to explain this. It is called serving concurrently. You heard him busy saying the word concurrent. This is what it means. I've seen in the comment section, some people were saying that it's 25 years in South Africa, a life sentence, and then they will add the 10 years. No, that's not how it happens. I want to clear that you are serving one sentence being served at the same time. So imagine this, because we are known in this channel for explaining things like we're explaining it to a 5-year-old. Imagine 2 clocks on the wall and you put them, they are all running at the same time. This is what will happen. It's the life sentence and the 10 years. They are running concurrently at the same time. You don't finish 25 years, then you start the 10 years. They are running both of them at the same time. I hope you understand. So it doesn't lessen the punishment. It just reflects that this case was one that is continuous, and it was a horrific event. Ne? So there is nothing redeeming here. That's what he said, because you laughed, you celebrated, you were under the influence, and that is no excuse. And he said, I would have expected you to say to me, we did this because we were high, maybe because this one manipulated. He said, I waited for that, but none of you said anything about that. And then now I want to explain the National Child Protection Register. What happens here? All three names will now be entered into the National Child Protection Register. What does that mean? It means that they are forever barred from working with children. So even if Joshlin Smith comes out of prison as a 50-year-old, she cannot say, I'm going to look for a job at a creche. She cannot say, I'm going to look for a job. I did teaching in prison, so I'm going to look for a job as a teacher. You are barred from working with children. You are barred, meaning you are not allowed for being in positions of trust or adopting. This isn't a punishment, it's a barrier to future harm. So in the future, if this was done more often, we have a lot of people who are abusers. We have a lot of people who have raped children. We have a lot of people who have harmed children, went to prison. They come out, they work with children in churches. They come out, they work as teachers in our schools. They come out, they work as principal. Like you ask yourself, these people, were they not are they not on this register? Is there not a criminal record? Because we don't even check as churches. We don't check. I don't know with the teaching system, the educational department, if they check these things. But we find people who have been there, they come out. And so if we have this child protection register, I don't know, maybe every parent should go through it, and look at the names. Then maybe you'll recognize someone. Maybe someone is an elder in your church and they're in this register. We don't know. So I'm just saying, also, as a South African citizen and a community member, I love this National Protection Register that people should be put in there. So let us also talk about the last part, which is the educational moment in our video. Life imprisonment in South Africa is 25 years before parole eligibility, meaning that you have to be in jail for 25 years before you can be considered for parole. But you must not get it twisted. Parole is not a guarantee. So you cannot say, now that these three have gone in there, after 25 years, maybe it's not guaranteed. And then concurrent sentencing, we have explained it. It's 2 sentences served at the same time. So you are not stacking time, but it doesn't lessen the weight of the primary offense. The POPIO Act was meant to protect children like Joshlin. Judge Erasmus expressed disappointment that the system failed to implement its provisions properly. He urged government officials to fix it and fix it fast. In closing, my people, one community member said, I need you to listen to this. One community member said they still can't wear the clothes that they wore when they searched for Joshlin, while others, they sleep with their porch lights, waiting and hoping. And what did Joshlin Smith do? We will never forget this woman, Shem. I don't know about you, but for me, personally, I will never forget this woman. Yeah, she made history. We know things like this happen, but in South Africa, to experience it, to watch people in court for 2 months and 26 days, it was something else. So Joshlin Smith became the child of the whole town. No, she became the child of the whole of South Africa and the world, because there are people in other countries I've told you about that are watching our channels. People are watching from Saudi Arabia. People are watching from Germany. People are watching from Namibia, Swaziland, Lesotho, you name it. the United States, UK, people are watching from Australia. So she became the child of the whole world. And in that courtroom today, Judge Erasmus didn't just sentence 3 criminals. He reminded the entire country, justice isn't just a word, it is duty. And that's what we saw today. With that being said, yeah, I don't know what to say, because I'm definitely not going to enjoy my day. But I will try to stay positive, and you should too. I feel there's a little bit of weight that has been lifted on my shoulders. And I pray for Judge Erasmus and everyone who was involved in this. I pray for the community. I pray for the family, that God might give them peace, and that they might go through this with everyone. The Anderson family, the grandmother who expressed how deeply she was concerned and how this has affected her with her grandchildren. I pray for everyone who was involved. And I also pray for the parents who were triggered by this whole trial, who have lost children, but they've never gotten their children till to this day. And they are also asking themselves what happened to their children. And we pray for a better nation. No, things are going south. It shows that this country needs prayer. With that being said, God bless everyone. God bless you, Judge Erasmus. We could see today that this was heavy on you. And we pray for your work and everything and your future endeavors with the prosecution team. I know it's not easy to give love to the defense because now they were talking about the people that are accused, but they were there to do their job as well. Yeah, it's sketchy, but scare. Yeah. All the best to everyone, and God bless.